laying the foundation of why. If you understand why, everyone that listens to this, if you understand why, then it's one step short of criminal not to attack this niche because it's the best of all time, and here's why.
I know you mentioned you have 30 different marketing channels and tax delinquent being one of your favorite.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. How did you make that transition into the tax delinquent world?
Pretty simple. Data, I always teach, data doesn't lie, right? So data doesn't lie, it tells the truth.
Numbers don't lie.
Yeah, correct. So I collect all the data back on all the different marketing techniques and strategies. Everything under the sun, from probate to attacking FSBOs, delinquent tax, pre-foreclosure, assisted living facilities.
Right.
If people move in there, they got to sell a house. Every conceivable, fire and water damage, which people, if you're listening right now, there's apps out there like Pulse Point Respond. Here's a little tip for everybody. Pulse Point Respond. You sign up for your area, and every time a home has water damage or fire damage, you're notified. I wonder if they might be motivated, right? So we test all those 30 different techniques when we bleed into a city and get to everything first. And here's what I found out. Tweaking my tax delinquent approach over 100 times over a 6-7 year period, because we tweak everything I just mentioned. We tweak our approach in it. We just don't, go with a flagship technique and just do it and pretend it's gospel, right?
Right.
We test it. So what I found out is that as we kept testing over and over and over our different approaches inside the delinquent tax sandbox, that we started really just destroying our competition with the techniques and stuff that we settled in on. And so out of 30 techniques that we build when we do a 2-day blueprint, our tax delinquent blueprint alone out of those 30 can make any investor that's listening right now, whatever income benchmark you want to hit, set for yourself, 200 grand, 300 grand, we can hit that just in that sandbox alone. It's my favorite niche of all time.
Yeah, I gotta say, man, I've gone through that tax delinquent blueprint myself, man. And it is insane. It's insane. I've never seen anything like it, I have to say. So I kind of want to dig into that a little bit today as well, because I want to give people some pointers on how they can get started, at least get their feet wet doing it, and then get out there and just start crushing it, man. But so you ended up doing tax delinquents. We talked about that a little bit. Most people look at tax delinquents and they say to themselves, look, how do I figure this out? How do I even get started doing this? What advice, or how did you, what advice would you give to that type of person that's just getting started doing this?
Okay, so let's, I think the best policy would be to, again, because I'm a data guy, right? And these teams go do what I tell them. I collect all the data on it and I start to fine tune it. Well, what I found in tax delinquent is this, and before I pull back the curtain and give you some step-by-steps, if you're listening right now or watching this or whatever, however it's going to be delivered to you, I want to start by laying the foundation of why. If you understand why, everyone that listens to this, if you understand why, then it's one step short of criminal not to attack this niche because it's the best of all time, and here's why. So I'll tell you why, and then I'll give you a couple tips here on things that you can do to get started. Here's why. Jamel, and I know you know, but as you're listening, folks, and by the way, I'm teaching you right now from my RV. It's my favorite place to work because nobody can bother me, and
love it.
And so I love it, and so I work here 4 days a week. It's great. Here's why. Folks, listen to me intently. Do you know what kind of homes start marching towards tax sale? I do. The ones that are marching towards that, severely behind, okay? Here's what kind of houses. Free and clear ones. Okay, here's why. If it was Jason and Jamel Bank, or you know what? Jamel looks sharper than me today. It's Jamel and Jason Bank. And we have a $300,000 loan on a property. And we know that it's tax delinquent. And every single state in America puts laws in place because the states want their money, right, Jamel? So every one of them put laws in place to say, if you're behind XYZ, we have the right to take this house because they're going to get their money. So if that's the truth, which it is, then Jamel and Jason Bank, when we find out we have a customer that's behind on their taxes, we're going to foreclose because it's in our paperwork that says if you don't have insurance, we can put it on you. If you're still chronically behind, missing payments or missing taxes, not paying your taxes, then we have the right to take the house. Because Jamel and Jason Bank, we're not going to lose a $300,000 loan. So we're going to foreclose on that property. So guess what? When you start attacking the snitch and attack the ones that are severely behind, here's what I know with the highest degree of certainty. Out of anything that you could ever do, high equity absentee owner list, vacant list, COVID, water disconnects, fire damage, probate, out of any niche, these ones I know with a high degree of certainty are typically free and clear of big mortgages. Now, they might have some fines and some delinquent tax, but by and large, the banks would have already foreclosed on them. So the ones that are staring you in the face, think about this. If they're free and clear, no matter how much work the house needs or what the situation is, Jamel, we could deploy almost any real estate exit strategy we want because there's so much room to make money on deals. So why should this be one of your favorite niches of all time? It's simply this. They're the biggest spreads. When you become a solution for a homeowner in this niche, it's the biggest income spread, period.